Hello and welcome everybody. I am Jeff.
And I am Eric, and we are commentating on a rivals game today. Today we have UAlbany against Poly, was it?
Yep, SUNY Poly. So we are quickly getting into round number 1 here. It's going to be a domination game on Hell's Haven. First bans are just going out. Looks like SUNY Poly has elected to ban the Luna.
And it looks like UAlbany has elected to ban Emma.
Yeah, two very good core picks to the meta. I've seen a lot of bans in most of my ranked games and in professional games. It makes a lot of sense.
Makes a lot of sense for UAlbany to actually protect their Daredevil as well, because as we've seen in like several games, their Daredevil is pretty nasty.
Yeah, we have seen in the past couple of weeks that UAlbany does really favor their melee divers, with Daredevil especially the last time being very oppressive, so it makes a lot of sense. It's going to be followed up with SUNY Poly deciding to protect the Magneto. Magneto, just kind of a very good bedrock tank, able to soak up a lot of damage, hold a lot of space, but also critically protect his more vulnerable backline people from these dive compositions with a good bubble. So
it does seem like SUNY Poly here is going after UAlbany's healers over here. Both Jeff and Luna are out of the game right now.
Yeah, that is going to very much limit the support pool for UAlbany here. And as you can see, this obviously they won't know, but those were the two supports that UAlbany was hovering. So we did see also some good Jeff play from UAlbany in the past week, so it seems like SUNY Poly has done their homework. And to follow that up, we have the Psylocke ban.
And the protecting of Hela and the Captain America ban.
Yep, that's once again Hela, just standard poke character, has been strong since day one, and Captain America once again targeting the play style that's Albany has just been loving to run. But in response, Albany has protected the Angela, which we did see a bit of. Was very annoying to deal with. Angela, one of those tanks that is more focused on applying pressure through damage and CC than necessarily...
Rather than protecting their team.
Yeah.
They protect their team by attacking the other team, which is...
The more eyes that Angela can draw to herself, that means the less damage that is going on to her backline. That's how she likes to tank. And this, honestly, looks almost identical to the games that we were seeing a couple weeks ago.
With the mild difference of the supports being different.
Yeah, so the supports have been the major difference. We're seeing the rocket come out here.
30 seconds before you attack.
Let's get to... There we go. It's alright. Just familiarizing ourselves with the different observation keys. Alrighty, so looks like for SUNY Poly we're having, bog standard poke comp. We're gonna have both Moon Knight and Hela just looking to get as much pressure onto, the core of UAlbany as possible, with the Thing trying to dive in there and make space. Well, probably the Magneto is going to be looking to play around his healers, make sure that this Daredevil Angela doesn't get to do what they want to do. But we'll have to see how it goes in this first fight.
I mean, the last several weeks, we have seen some pretty solid comps from the other teams, but the thing is their synergy wasn't all that well when faced against UAlbany at the time. So we will see how this goes. And it does look like UAlbany has taken one of their supports already, with Daredevil going in and pretty much wreaking havoc.
Yeah, just an immediately Daredevil jumping in, getting so much damage onto that cloak and dagger, not even able to swap into the cloak form, and it's just going to be a quick, clean fight win for UAlbany. Not a single player traded in return. And this, honestly, is exactly what we've been seeing for the past couple of games. UAlbany likes to play these fights fast, aggressive, and overwhelm the enemy with their pressure.
Before they can even think about responding with anything.
Yeah. And here we are just going to see UAlbany playing as far forward as they can. Punisher's going to be in this turret. Actually going to be quickly taken out of it, so good focus from Poly there. But Magneto is just going absolutely one health there. Healer's just barely keeping him alive, but he is going to go down.
He is gone, and it does look like the Thing is following soon afterwards.
Yep, going to force that invisible boundary, but they're actually going to push them all the way back out of it.
Back into a choke point, really.
Yeah, they are spawn holding them here. You don't want to see Invisible Woman using that invisible boundary anywhere but on the point there. She's forced to use it almost directly outside her spawn and then still loses ground afterward. So they're we're probably going to have to see Poly switch something up here.
It does look like UAlbany has the advantage already because they are up and ult, and then actually Daredevil just popped his ult, it looks like.
Yeah, he's trying to just get any sort of pressure he can here. Daredevil ult, you know, not really one of those like huge bursty ults, but it can just apply to so much team pressure to as many people at once. Big meteor there. Taking out both the Invisible Woman and the Moon Knight, and then that just means that the Cloak and Dagger has absolutely no peel, so it's going to be another clean fight win. I don't think Paulie has gotten the kill yet.
No, not yet, no. It doesn't seem like UAlbany has the overwhelming advantage here in terms of skill as well. It doesn't really feel like Paulie has pulled anything that surprising just yet, but there's still time, never mind.
Nope, yeah, first point already done, so that honestly is probably one of the most dominant point or sub-maps that we have seen out of UAlbany, and that's including the game that didn't even go to a map 3. Yeah. So
it was a very clean,
mm-hmm.
very clean win we see over here, and even without like the supports from Luna and Jeff, some of the major tide changers in the game we saw in the last few weeks, they were still able to hold their own and actually pretty much dominate the game.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting because it seems like the key components of this Albany squad are that Daredevil Angela just putting so much pressure onto the back line. So Paulie's going to have to shift up their strategy in order to combat this. We do see that they are opting for a strange pick, maybe just looking for an early TP, just trying to make sure that they get the better positioning right off the bat.
See if they could try to hold. So if they so if they force UAlbany to push into them, perhaps there will be a different outcome.
Yeah, this map has some really oppressive high ground on that left side of the point, or sorry, right side of the point from the perspective of UAlbany. But they are going to opt to save the TP here, and a lot of ults available for both sides. We're immediately going to see the Rocket and the Winter Soldier ult popped here. Hasn't gotten a kill yet, but they do burn down. 1, 2, 3 people.
Okay, and then four now.
Oh,
and then it is another clean fight. 5 dead.
Wow, that was incredible. And I'm pretty sure we actually did see Paulie pop a support ult in response there, and it just did not matter.
It does look like they still have a Hella ult though, so we might be seeing something over there.
Yeah, that might be able to apply some pressure, but we still see the invisible boundary available here. Albany only invested 2 of their 4 available ults, so it's not like they're lacking in resources for this next fight.
Looks like Daredevil was also popped his ult, trying to apply as much pressure as he could into.
And that, wow, he's.
And, would you look at that? Would you look at that?
Yep, and the only player that's going to be alive is the Penny, who was revived by the Rocket, and she is going to go back down for a second time in quick succession. I don't know. This might just be, you know, one of those things where Paulie has to go next and fix it and pick and ban next stage. This Daredevil has
got to go.
Yeah, it's got to be banned first, or you have to imagine that Albany is just going to protect it again. So, all right, invisible boundary going to be popped early here. Very aggressive position. And that's strange.
That's strange down, and that's a Cloak and Dagger and Hella are both popping their ult at the same time.
Yep. Cloak and Dagger ult, actually one of the few support ults that you can use to take space.
And it does look like they managed to get some of UAlbany's players, 3 of them actually.
Yep.
Angela and Daredevil and Rocket are still alive though, so they might be able to put up a fight here.
Yep, Angela is contesting the point, not giving up as much as she can, but she does eventually go down there, so it will be a point flip in favor of SUNY Poly. We'll have to see if they are able to keep it though.
We will have to wait for the Angela to sort of come back here and continue applying the pressure that she was before, because that was one of the major reasons why UAlbany was able to dominate so fastly.
Yep. But one of the strengths of Angela is she is one of the more mobile tanks, so she's going to be able to get back into this fight relatively quickly after she spawns. Good pull onto the Strange there, getting him out of position. Punisher not able to land the final blow there.
Just mostly staying there, applying pressure.
Yep. Oh, Angela is picked off in the air there, but she is going to be brought back by the Rocket BRB. The Kraken impact has been committed. Will it get any kills? It's gotten 1.
It does look like now that SUNY Poly has the point, they are able to defend a lot better. It seems like their strong suit is in defending, not really in pushing, and it is interesting to see how they how their strategy works over here.
Yeah, looking at the lineup, they have opted to change Moon Knight for that Winter Soldier, but still very much like a poke-centered comp, and they have the Penny here. So, like you said, a lot of ability to just hold the line, get a lot of damage down before Albany is even getting onto the point, and then once they do, they have to deal with that Penny Parker. They are popping the Punisher roll immediately here. Daredevil goes low and almost goes down, and he does go down after he pops the ultimate.
Penny also pops the ultimate over here, and doesn't.
Looks like
UAlbany here is not going to be able to take the point back anytime soon.
Yeah, the ult rotations are just too good for Pauly here. Okay, Invisible Boundary is down here, so now that the Fate of Both Worlds is timing out for Pauly's side, this is advantage for UAlbany here.
It doesn't look like they're pushing them back and winning somewhat.
Huge. They were able to take the Strange down there, so it was just the one tank, and then the shotgun from Punisher just able to deal so much damage to this Penny, forcing them off the point, and they get the point flip. But that is 99% in favor of SUNY Pauly. So if it's one fight win away from SUNY Pauly taking the submap, but it is not going to be this one, as we see UAlbany just cleaning up the last few members, forcing them back into the spawn.
So it does feel like SUNY Pauly, while very suited for defending, it is kind of helpless once they're pushed out.
We saw that once that Penny Parker kind of like lost her footing there, it's just so difficult for her to actually walk forward. As you see, she's immediately melted. Oh god.
It looks like the amazing diving Penny won't be making an appearance anytime soon.
Yeah, not quite as egregious as the flanking Penny that we saw last time, but yeah, there we see one of the weaknesses of Penny is trying to take that space without your fellow tank there to help you out. So it's going to be a quick 2-0 victory for the map.
So Penny Parker really is a one-trick pony most of the time. She's really good at defending, but at anything else, it's not that great.
Yeah. So, you know, we did see a good effort from SUNY Pauly there. We're able to flip the point, even get it into overtime there on the second map.
We had a decent amount of effort, but it was like that one fight that they lost in like the final few.
Yeah, and critically,
match.
Because the early fights of the round went so poorly for them, where they were being basically spawn held until like Albany was able to get like almost 80% of the point. That meant that once they lost that fight again on that point,
UAlbany would have won.
Yeah, they didn't have any time really. So we are going to be quickly getting into map number 2 here. Looks like it's going to be Midtown.
So it doesn't look like SUNY Pauly's going to have to dominate early if they want to really beat SUNY Albany here.
Yeah, it's a game of momentum, right? Whichever team has the momentum just seems like they're able to do a pretty good job of controlling the flow of it, fighting on their terms, and as soon as the other team is able to break through, flip that momentum around, suddenly things just kind of fall apart. It is going to be interesting to see how this second map goes. Like we were saying in the pick ban phase, I'm expecting Daredevil to be gone.
But if they do in fact ban Daredevil, they're gonna have to worry about Jeff or Luna here.
Right. I honestly think the strength of UAlbany comes from the coordinated dives. So getting rid of those melee divers, I think, might be a little bit more valuable than maybe banning like a Luna Snow or something like that. Luna Snow's great.
Luna Snow's great.
One of the strongest, if not the strongest support in the game for basically the entire life of the game.
She only sort of acts as like a crutch for UAlbany after their Daredevil is banned.
Yeah, she's an enabler, right? She's not going to hard carry the game by herself. So I would still say Jeff is like one of those characters that I would maybe ban because his ultimate can decide fights so decisively. But if we don't ban away the Daredevil, if we don't ban away these dive options for UAlbany, I think it's just going to be more of the same. So
if they don't ban Angela, actually, she might still be a menace. We have seen some Bucky Barnes play last time after they banned Daredevil, and he was still pretty offensive, pretty aggressive with his diving.
Yeah, Bucky is one of those characters that he can play multiple roles, right? He can play like the poke role that we saw SUNY Pauly doing, or he can be driving in with those with his other front line, just putting so much pressure and CC onto the opposing tanks, making it so that they have trouble turning around and helping their healers, and he can just play that more disruptive style. So, I don't know. It's one of those things. We haven't really seen a team push UAlbany off their dive-centered play style effectively. So we haven't really seen what the depth of what UAlbany can do.
Yeah.
So we can talk in theoreticals all we want, but until UAlbany feels like they're pushed out of their comfort zone, we don't know. We don't know what they're going to be able to do.
I mean, unless their strategy either gets completely beaten by the other team, or because you see there are just not enough bans to go around to actually force UAlbany off this meta before the match starts. So they will have to find a way to beat this meta, beat this strategy really, in order to make UAlbany go for a different one instead.
Yeah, and we did see that because the Angela and the Daredevil were protected there, you expect that if Daredevil was banned, it's just going to immediately be an Angela protect. She's going to be causing problems in the back line. There's also plenty of other melee divers. We've seen them play, I think, Black Panther, Spider-Man, like...
Bucky.
Yeah, Bucky. Like,
Bucky.
So many options for this playstyle. So it's really going to come down to how does SUNY Poly respond. And we did see a little bit of adaptation with the Bucky, with the Penny. So... Alright, and here we are loading into map number 2.
So while it does look like SUNY Poly did some of their homework by banning Luna Snow and Jeff, really, it does seem like they missed the core point, the main point of UAlbany's team, which is the dive meta that they're going for.
Yeah, so it's going to be interesting to see what they opt to change up here. They do have first ban. And it's going to be immediately the Daredevil. Yep.
Daredevil, of course. We did see some interesting Squirrel Girl play last time with UAlbany, actually.
Yeah, Squirrel Girl was honestly, she was like frontlining.
She was holding down the enemy team alone, which was very interesting to see.
Yeah, and I think that kind of, was one of those things where like they didn't, the opposing team wasn't able to like punish that maybe as much as they should have. I think SUNY Poly showed that they were able to fight back a little bit better, so I'm not sure how effective that strategy would be. But Squirrel Girl is a really like good answer into like the core poke playstyle, right? Where like they want to be bunching up and just like playing from range. A couple acorns can get so much pressure onto that backline. So, all right, we do see again the MN Frost ban, and it's going to be met with the Luna Snow
protect. It does seem like they're valuing their Luna Snow now. It does seem like SUNY Poly is in fact banning the Jeff. It does, like after the Luna Snow protect, they feel like.
Yeah, so they feel that Daredevil was obviously the biggest problem, and Albany happy to protect the Luna Snow that was first banned from them last game.
It does look like they're protecting Punisher.
Interesting. Okay, Punisher also has been a core of their lineup. He's one of those people that like as the healers are forced to like defend themselves, he's putting so much pressure onto the enemy tank line. So
it does look like they're protecting Strange after all.
Strange and Mag, both pretty good answers into the Punisher as they are able to throw up those shields, just kind of block a lot more damage.
And we do see an Angela ban.
Yeah, so those are the two dive characters that were giving them so much problems last time. But that does mean that Captain America is still up, and like we said, there are multiple other options for a dive composition. Hella ban. All right.
Hella was a pretty big player back in the last game, so
yeah, it's gonna be.
And of course we have Wolverine.
Yeah, Wolverine. All right. If Wolf says, all right, if you want to play these, these shield tanks, those characters just get utterly destroyed by Wolverine. So if they opt to keep that locked in, that makes a lot of sense.
Yep, they're going for Luna Snow and Rocket, very strong. Strong healer, and it does look like they're going for Penny Parker.
Yep, Penny Parker plus Rocket. Because UAlbany is on the
defending side.
the defending side to start. The Penny Parker is going to be able to get a lot of value, especially on this first point, because there are some good places for her to hide her nests, which she does get 2 of with the Rocket team up, and that's going to make it really difficult for Polly to be pushing in.
This is practically the only time where Penny Parker is in her element here. So
yeah, so we're going to see. It is also one of those things though that once this hold gets broken, if it gets broken, Penny does have a little bit of trouble setting up again
because she will have to. If the enemy team applies pressure, she can't really do much.
So it'd be interesting to see that if this spawn break holds, if it's going to be immediately swap up. But for now,
it looks like Punisher's already set his turn up to sort of apply some early pressure here. But it does seem like the
early kidnap onto the Doctor Strange, who's just immediately blown up by the Penny Nest. Yeah, and that's what we were talking about.
Penny's going to be here protecting the team mostly, while Magneto is like on the front line, trying to block them off as much as possible. It does look like they're going for a flank here, is that magic?
Yep. So Punisher does scout the magic there, so turning just to protect the backline, has the shotgun out, does so much damage there, and immediately the 1-2 combo, the shotgun smoke grenade, does mean that she goes down.
It doesn't look like they traded a bit though, so it looks like UAlbany here is backing off a little bit with Penny Parker here.
Yep, so they were able to get the Magneto. Luna Snow did go down, so that was the rocket revive used. So Magneto is going to have to walk back from spawn, and it is a long walk back on this first point. But this corner is going to be the next place that you expect UAlbany to hold. Punisher getting run down by this thing and does go down. That's huge there. Both DPS for UAlbany are down, but Punisher was revived by the BRB. So they are going to have some pressure still, and that is a Squirrel Girl onto the back line, quickly cleaned up by the Penny Parker.
Punisher popped his ult, tries to apply some more pressure onto the enemy. It does look like he is succeeding in that endeavor really well.
Oh my goodness. This combination of Punisher plus Rocket Ult just deals so much damage. Punisher Ult already does enough damage that can actually kill through support ults if you land headshots. But with the Rocket Ult on top of it, it just melts the entirety of Polly.
And it does look like UAlbany here managed to protect the payload from actually going past the first point. So and it looks like they're going back to the corner, and they might be setting up again.
Yep, critical there, meaning that they are going to be able to get another fight on this first point. Punisher actually opting to go for the high ground, even like a semi-flanking angle here. Sets up the turret.
He is getting a rush by magic though, and she does take him.
Yeah, a little questionable positioning there. That will mean that UAlbany is down their main DPS.
And will be in a sort of a disadvantage here.
Alright.
It does look like they are holding their own with...
Oh my gosh, there's just so many webs on this point here, making it so difficult for this thing magic to push forward. Wolverine gonna get rooted up by the Squirrel Girl there, forced to jump away. And is actually taken down, but he will be revived back with the BRB.
Does it look like UAlbany's pushing back here, pushing back a little bit, back to the corner really. So we really see here that this corner is that back and forth.
Punisher able to get 2 quick kills with his turret and another one on the thing right after he's knocked out of it. And that's going to be so much time lost on the side of Suited Polity, already only down to a minute left.
So we really see why UAlbany here protected the Punisher.
Punisher just deals so much damage. 2 tanks, 2 squishies. If you can land those headshots, he just melts anyone in the game. But there are 4 ults on the side of Polly here. How are they going to use them? Thing goes down before he can even actually presses it. Squirrel Girl ult going to be cleaned up by the Punisher, so that's 2 ults effectively taken out of the equation.
Still do have the Luna Snow, which they do pop now.
Ooh, Meteor M is going to be used to try and take down the Punisher. It does not, but it brings him low enough that the Polly's Punisher is able to kill him. But he's just brought back immediately.
Brought back immediately by BRB.
Yep, and here we see the alt rotations again. Invisible Boundary actually going to be used off point, and it's going to be answered by
Luna Snow.
Yeah, Luna Snow. So it looks like things are going good for UAlbany here. That's 3 kills, looking for another 4th and the 5th. You have to imagine as soon as this bubble goes down.
So will the Magneto.
Yeah, Meteor M was invested on the side of UAlbany, but the round is over, so it's not like that is going to have a chance to be punished.
So they did manage to get it 131 meters, but not past the first point. No.
Yeah. And that is significantly better than the last time we saw UAlbany on this, as the enemy team was able to leave spawn, but
was not able to push the point past whatsoever.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly, on UAlbany's turn, they actually ended with more time than they started with.
yeah, that was incredible. That was 2 weeks ago, I believe. They ended with 4.5 minutes on the clock after only starting with 4. This time, they're not even going to have to push it the whole way. They only have to get it basically to the first checkpoint to win the game.
And that's it. That's all they have to do.
All right, so here we go.
We do see some strategies change up a little bit here. Obviously, the Penny Parker has switched out for
Yep, going to be...
switched out for Hulk. Actually, Penny and Magneto switched out for Captain America and Hulk here.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's the same comp. It's
Yeah.
the same comp.
Hulk is going to be one of those things where he's going to obviously wanting to be diving in. He can also jump back with his backline of shield, so it's not like he's completely leaving them out to dry. But that is... Oh, they have opted to switch back to the Strange now.
Very interesting. Strange decision.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, that bad joke by me. I'm very
No,
sorry.
no. There are no such things as a bad joke. But they probably just thought that with the Captain America and the Wolverine, they already had enough dives, so they just wanted a little more.
A little protection for the back line here.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't look like the supports didn't leave spawn until the rest of the team actually pushed forward here.
Right. And we also have seen that SUNY Poly has opted to go for the triple support here, so much more healing and defensive options for them.
So it looks like they're just planning to be a brick wall here.
Yeah, but that brick wall immediately is kind of, brought low as the thing is melted by the Wolverine. He is going to come back with the BRB.
It is sort of crumbling a bit over here, but yeah.
So much pressure just going on to the tanks from UAlbany, but Thing is able to get the Wolverine kill, and it looks like they might be able to get the Strange here, but good healing from the Lunaspell is able to keep him alive. Punisher pops an early ulti, but it's going to be immediately answered by the Invisible Boundary. He does manage to get the kill onto the Mantis before the Invisible Boundary goes up, though.
It does look like SUNY Poly here is at a disadvantage here, and it does look like UAlbany is pushing forward quite a bit, and Punisher launches into Rocket just to get the kill.
Yeah, Punisher saw that his team was already outnumbered, so he feels absolutely no threat, so he ziplines forward to kill the Rockets walking back from spawn. And it looks like it's just going to be another spawn hold. Even investing the Strange TP to make it so it's annoying to walk out the front door.
And it does look like they are holding them in spawn, even though...
Oh, the TP was invested on the side of SUNY Poly, so they were able to get a touch, but it's too much. The Wolverine all drags them off the point, and that is going to be a quick map 2 win for UAlbany.
Yeah, with
Only
that was fast. That was...
Only took him about a minute and a half there. So, more of the same that we've been seeing in just utter domination on the side of UAlbany.
And next match will be match point.
Mm-hmm. So, I don't know. I liked the idea of maybe going like the triple strategist lineup to try and survive the pressure a little bit more.
I just noticed this. They were going for triple tank as well.
Yeah, I think that they swapped it at the very end so they could TP. I believe it was Thing Penny at the very beginning. I think the Winter Soldiers swapped to the Strange after that. But there we saw, even with the team up from Rocket with Penny Parker, that UAlbany was just able to just kind of, it felt like they weren't slowed down by the nests whatsoever.
Yeah.
All right.
It is interesting to see. I am curious to see as to what SUNY Poly could do without Emma Frost here, because UAlbany has banned her as the first character from both times.
Yeah, there's a part of me that wants SUNY Poly to get that just to see why UAlbany is first banning it. But I mean, there's nothing that SUNY Poly has done to warrant them changing up their ban strategy. So I expect it to be banned first again. It's gonna be interesting to see what SUNY Poly decides to do, because they banned the Daredevil, they banned the Angela, and they just instead got run over by 2 different dive heroes. So
Yeah.
I don't know. It feels like this has to kind of be a playstyle swap more than a pick and ban swap. But I don't know if you can just pull that playstyle out of nowhere.
Last time we did see something interesting where they banned Black Panther, they banned they banned Daredevil and they also banned Wolverine. So just getting all the dive melee characters out.
Yeah, but in that case, it's not like you would still. I think that's when SUNY went to Spider-Man.
Yeah, SUNY went to I think Bucky Barnes actually.
That's what it was. They went to the Bucky and they were able to play that poke game just as well. It seems like UAlbany just has a greater depth of strategies and, frankly, a better caliber of player. So
they've got more tricks up their sleeve rather when compared to SUNY Poly here, which looks like a one-trick pony right now.
Yeah, it seems like if they're not able to get like their dive, or sorry, not their dive, their poke strategy set up, they kind of just fall over. So, all right, we are going to be loading into map number 3 here in just a second.
Oh, yeah,
sorry.
Yeah. So I just want to compare them to a brick wall here. They're intimidating at first, hard to set up, but once they crumble, it's gone.
Yeah, as soon as you remove that key brick, it just seems to fall apart there. All right, into map number 3 here.
Let's see what SUNY Poly has to show for the last stand.
Yeah.
And they do get first ban again.
Yeah, I'm curious to see if they're going to opt for the Daredevil. Yeah.
Of course, the Daredevil. You just can't have that Daredevil going on in there.
Yeah, Daredevil, honestly, frankly, seems like he's a bit overtuned in terms of like his numbers right now. He offers a lot of damage, really survivable if you utilize his cooldowns effectively, and pretty freaking mobile as well. So like, I understand why Poly wants to just not deal with that.
I feel like it's like the new character thing where the new characters are always going to be a little bit more powerful. It's like power creep, but I feel like they are going to tone it down next season probably.
Yeah, next season hopefully. And we do see that once again, Emma Frost first banned for UAlbany, and this time they're going to protect the Punisher.
Punisher, of course.
Yep.
Because now that SUNY Poly has seen what the Punisher can do, they can't.
That last map was definitely the Punisher.
The Punisher did a lot of work.
All right, and we do see
the Rocket ban because while in the last match they did manage to take like 1 or 2 teammates from UAlbany there, they couldn't really take them out of commission for long because of BRB.
Yeah, Rocket is he's such a well-rounded support. He's got really good AoE healing, really good burst healing if you are able to land those orbs. The BRB is invaluable, just giving your team that second life. And then the ult as well. We saw it paired with the Punisher to great effect, just able to melt through entire teams with 2 ultimates.
Yeah, and it doesn't look like UAlbany here is banning Magneto, so their Punisher can actually apply more pressure easily.
Magneto is traditionally a pretty decent choice into the Punisher. Yeah. We saw Poly tried to use the ult counter there, where you just kind of like instantly go up and throw your meatball onto the Punisher to try and get him out of his ultimate. Yeah. And it wasn't able to kill him, but it was able to bring him low. But they just don't want to deal with it. And this time,
they're protecting Namor, so the dive killer, really.
Yeah, and with the protective Hela as well, that team up is actually really good this season. The anti-heal that Namor is able to apply with the Hela team up, the extra damage from the squids. So it looks like they are very much telegraphing, like, yeah, you guys can dive into us as much as you want, but we are going to have the tools to answer you. So, all right, and final bans are going to be Captain America on the side of SUNY Poly and Invisible Women for UAlbany.
So I'm interested here. Is SUNY Albany here going to go for Angela again?
Actually, it looks like they've decided to opt into the poke mirror.
Ah.
All right, UAlbany kind of just throwing down the gauntlet here, saying we know exactly what comp you're going to play, and we are going to play it better than you. So it's going to be Groot just kind of taking the form of like what the Magneto usually does. You know, that good frontline tank also has the ability to wall off the enemy tanks so that they are easy pickings.
And there's Venom.
Yeah, Venom just going to be looking to apply that classic backline pressure that we've come to expect from UAlbany.
Oh, this is almost nearly a mirror match.
Yeah. So it looks like Thor going to be brought out for the side of SUNY Poly. Still has that team up with
Hela.
Yeah, so he will be able to get revived if Hela is able to get a kill. And the Groot. Yeah, Groot.
Looks like Namor here is like flanking a bit. The amazing flanking Namor.
Yeah. Namor is one of those characters where, like, if you can set up some annoying squids, he's able to get some good pressure out if he takes these off angles here.
Some nice value, but let's see what he does. here, because so far he's just hiding.
Yeah, looks like he's just waiting until the back line just kind of pushes a little
He
more.
was found out by Groot.
Yeah, immediately found out, forced to go into that bubble, but he's able to just kind of kite it on back, and he's immediately back with his team there. So, you know, no harm, no foul. Ooh, early pick onto the enemy Cloak and Dagger. That was a Groot-like right click that just...
Thor's gone, Thor's gone.
Yeah. As soon as the Cloak and Dagger goes down, that just cuts the healing from the side of SUNY Poly so much that they're able to just walk forward with impunity here. Oh my god!
It doesn't look like they're pushing them back to spawn.
Yeah, the classic UAlbany spawn hole in full effect here.
UAlbany doesn't need the dive meta, it's just...
Yeah. And here we just see Namor just kind of jamming it out a little bit. He knows that he is in the spotlight here after getting those 3 clutch kills. Alright.
Doesn't look like he's going back, flanking there. Let's...
Yeah. Swapping up the viewpoint a little bit. Groot here.
Groot here on the front line, really holding it down.
Yeah, he does have his ultimate here. Is he going to look for a strangling prison?
Doesn't look like...
No. It looks like he
didn't need it.
He doesn't need it. Just walls off the healers from the end, from the tank line of sight. Means that they are able to just pressure down so effectively. And honestly, it feels like this is like the classic group, you know, strategy of just be a nuisance, put those walls up so that you like the tanks don't feel like they have any sort of room to work with. And I'm surprised that this is the first time we've really seen this be utilized, because this just is so oppressive. Huge strangling prison does get answered by the Luna Snow ultimate there.
But it does, UAlbany has a lot more ults on rotation right now.
Oh, and there were a few people that were actually caught outside of it, and that means that that is going to be another clean fight win. And a late stagger onto the Strange, so it's going to be 5 seconds before Poly can even push out a spawn at full strength.
So with SUNY Albany here, there are just layers upon layers of plans over here, while as in with SUNY Poly, they've got one plan. If it doesn't work, it's really not that great, no.
No, they do have the Cloak and Dagger here, so they are going to be able to maybe utilize that to get some space, like kind of set up a highway towards the point there.
They did try to take away UAlbany's Hela there, but...
Oh yeah, Strange just eating so much damage is forced to fight backwards. There it is. Cloak and Dagger ult just going to try and desperately make it so that SUNY Poly can walk towards the point here, but is immediately answered
by Luna Snow ult, along with the Jeff ult, actually.
Yeah, Jeff is actually really good into these support ults as he is able to eat people out of it. He does manage to get the group, but Hela will be traded with the whale there.
So it does seem like they're evenly matched, sort of, a little bit,
yeah.
maybe?
SUNY Poly was down numbers there, but they do have spawn advantage, but it looks like they were able to get 1 tick, and that's it.
Doesn't look like UAlbany's back in session.
Yeah. Alright, here we go. Hela walking back to point.
Just enjoying the walk.
Yeah, walk of shame a little bit, but we do see that was basically all of SUNY Poly's ults invested, and
they will have to wait until they can do it again, because that was 3 ults we saw.
Yikes, Strangling Prison immediately comboed with the Venom ult, gets another quick 2 kills, and that's going to be another fight win for UAlbany, even before it really feels like it was started. Like, it feels like there has been barely any neutral in this game. It's just been
one-sided this entire time.
Yeah, there's been no poke, just death for the side of SUNY Poly.
And that's it.
Yeah, that is going to be the full hold coming out from UAlbany. I do believe they were able to get 2 ticks there. So, you know,
with the 62.33%.
There's a little hope,
There's
you
a
know?
little hope. If they manage to dominate UAlbany, keep them in their spawn for a lengthy amount of time, and make sure that UAlbany does not win a single fight.
Yeah, I mean,
then
UAlbany did it, so maybe SUNY Poly can do it too, but it's gonna be
weird though, because SUNY Poly's strength lies in defending.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they are defending here, so we might actually see them do something.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. It looks like they're actually gonna opt into potentially a bit more of an aggressive lineup.
I'm not seeing a tank.
No. That can't... Okay,
there you go.
Doctor Strange there. So it's going to be the triple DPS solo tank Strange. Interesting.
I was a little bit scared back there. No tanks.
Yeah, that was gonna maybe be the red flag that SUNY Poly just feels like there isn't any help.
Okay,
But-
so there you go. Two tanks. There you go. Strange and Penny.
All right, there we go. That makes a bit more sense. If you were going to go for the triple DPS, I would almost expect you to do that on attack, just to try and force your way through the choke. I don't think that's a really good option on defense here, so I'm glad that they've decided to change it up. And it is going to be the Penny Parker once again on the defense.
Wait, Penny Parker switched to Wolverine last second. It looks like.
Oh, interesting. So that means that she's not going to be, that means that member of SUNY Poly is not going to be here for the initial fight. Ooh, interesting. Namor Tech going to be on the flank here.
It doesn't seem like he's been found out just yet, so he looks like he's going in and
Completely unscouted, getting so much damage onto the
Yeah.
enemy backline. Are they going to be able to get the kill? The Storm just barely survived, but another headshot does bring her
there
low.
you go.
Oh, that's 2 quick picks onto the tank as well. There
That
is
is
no
pretty nasty.
front line for SUNY Poly.
The moment a UAlbany teammate gets low, really, that Jeff stream just comes hitting.
Oh, and that looks like it's just going to be the one-hit wonder. UAlbany, once again, for, what is this, the 3rd match in a row?
Not the third match, like the third match we've seen.
Yeah.
So,
But just a quick 3-0. And once again, the question stands, which team is going to be the first team to really push UAlbany off of their comfort, you know? Show us a different side of UAlbany that, from a more defensive position. But that Namor deserved the MVP.
yeah, that Namor did a lot of work.
So much damage on that defense. We saw him constantly getting 2-3 kills every fight.
Just flanking every single time. Just flanks again and again and again and again. And
Yeah.
it doesn't look like SUNY Poly was learning over there.
Yeah, that was probably almost as quick as you'd expect one of these maps to be. And there were 17 final blows on the Namor. Absolutely insane performance from UAlbany there.
So if we see on UAlbany's perspective, they've had 2 deaths in total.
Yeah, that is rough. No other way to say it. That is rough.
That is really rough for SUNY Poly here.
Yeah, especially because I'm pretty sure those 2 deaths were right at the end of their defense, and UAlbany still won the fight.
Yeah.
So
Wait, now that I'm looking at this, it looks like 2 of SUNY Poly's assaults didn't actually get a single kill.
yeah, and that's definitely not what you want to see from the DPS, and it just kind of goes to show the caliber of the teams. Just UAlbany was able to, rotate their pressure so effectively. When people got low, they were able to kite back, get that healing, and then immediately dive back in and make sure that SUNY Poly had no time to breathe, no time to think. But that's going to be the match. So we'll see you again in a couple weeks.
In 2 weeks, probably.
Yeah.
We'll see if SUNY Albany keeps their performance up.
Yeah, and this might sound a little traitorous of me, but I'm hoping that UAlbany is maybe pushed a little bit harder in these coming
a little
matches.
bit further. And then again, how are you supposed to improve if you aren't pushed?
Yeah,
If you aren't
so
pushed in a sense.
SUNY Poly has a lot to improve from this match. Anyway, I've been Jeff.
And I'm Eric.
Thank you for watching.